actually, well, what happened? I woke up at like midnight, and I went back to sleep, which I wasn't expecting, and then I woke up at like 4. Um, and then I miscalculated for some reason. I thought that if I woke up at 4, that would mean that it would be I would go to sleep at midnight the next day, but that's obviously not true. It's more like 8 p.m., 16 hours. So for some reason I had it in my head that that I wouldn't be sleeping till midnight, when actually I'm gonna be sleeping in about like an hour and a half ish. Maybe a bit longer, maybe like 2 hours if we account for me. But yeah, for some reason I had it in my head that it was midnight, and so I was getting hungry. Food is hard, man, especially when you're like a neat and like you don't do much exercise or whatever. Like, it's so hard to not. And here's the thing about cooking, right? Because I cook all my own meals, obviously. Like, I don't go out to eat ever. Um, like, I don't order takeout. I just cook everything. I mean, sometimes I just have frozen food in the fridge, like frozen pizzas or whatever. But I still, other than that, I pretty much cook it anyway. The thing about me is that I'm actually completely fine with like plain foods or bland foods, but I always forget that I'm fine with like bland plain foods, and so I try and like do the things that I see cooking, like cooks do and like chefs and that, like, you know what I'm talking about. Basically, I put a lot of butter in everything, which makes everything taste delicious, but is not healthy. That sort of thing. Because I forget that I'm basically okay. Like, most of my life I thought I hated mayo until like relatively recently, when I realized that mayo doesn't really taste of anything and is just there to make dry things not dry. Which was a terrible discovery to make, because mayo is, not sure if you knew this, but it's not healthy. Not that I went for a brief period of putting mayo on everything, and then I was like, okay, I gotta stop fucking doing this. So now I've massively reduced my mayo usage. Yeah, I forget that I'm like okay with bland foods. Like, for example, a plate of pasta, just like cook the pasta, like penne, drizzle of olive oil, little bit of cheese grated on top, Parmesan or Pecorino or Grana Padano. That is a great fucking meal. You don't even need a sauce. I'm okay with just plain pasta with like a little bit of olive oil, maybe a little bit of sliced garlic in it to infuse into the olive oil. Like, if you want to be fancy about it, but like that's about it. Like, I'm happy with that. That is a great meal as far as I'm concerned. I've had that like relatively recently, and I remembered, oh yeah, this is delicious. Even though it's really plain, it's just plain pasta pretty much with a bit of cheese. Like, I'm okay with that sort of thing, but I forget, and then I try and make like indulgent sauces and whatever, and I'm like, I mean, that was delicious, but I didn't need I didn't need to do that to myself. So anyway, back to what I was saying. My plan today was to actually do the same thing, to have some of that pasta with just olive oil, although I have some tortelloni in the fridge with like spinach and ricotta. I was gonna do it with that, but anyway, didn't end up doing that. So what's that today? I had for breakfast, what the fuck did I have? I think I had some like leftover sausages. Oh yeah, I had the sausages in a bagel that you probably saw earlier in this video. I had that for breakfast, and then I got hungry a little bit after, and I had some like really small sausage rolls in the fridge, like pre-made sausage rolls. Like, there's 2 of them in a pack, but they're literally this big squared. Like, they barely count as sausage rolls. They're not exactly Greggs, but they're fancy schmancy ones. My mum bought them for me as a treat. Thanks, Mum. So I had those because I was like, I suppose I have to eat something, and so I just had those. And then uh, at like midday, I was like, I'm hungry again, because that's what happens. Time goes by, you want food again. You get hungry. That's how food works. Um, so I was like, I'll make like I don't know, just fish and rice. So I just made some like fish, rice, and like some spinach, just so I don't die from no vegetables. I actually like spinach. I don't know. I don't know why I talk as if I actually like vegetable. I don't like all vegetables, but weirdly I like green vegetables. I don't so much like other types of vegetables. As a kid, loved carrots. These days, not so into carrots. Um, but yeah, I actually really like green vegetables. I don't know why I pretend that I don't like them. They're very delicious. But to make them extra delicious, I put butter on them, which does make them much better. But again, not exactly healthy. And I'm okay with them without butter, but ever since I learned that you can put butter on them, I just think I should do it every time to make it better. Even though it's like slightly worse without the butter on it, but still perfectly fine and edible, and I'm not gonna complain about it. So I don't know, like I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't put butter on my spinach, by the way, but I do saute it in olive oil, but not too much. It's pretty healthy. It's literally just spinach with salt and pepper. It's healthy. Um. Anyway, what the fuck was I talking about? So yeah, I just had like basically a traditional Japanese breakfast, but it's just like some grilled fish, a bowl of rice, and some spinach. Uh, no natto though. Would have loved some natto, but don't have any. Uh, I actually, I want to get. I love natto. No, I don't. Why did I say that? I hate it. It's disgusting. But I want to meme myself into liking it. I've only had it once and I didn't like it, but I want to try it again and hopefully like it the second time. Maybe I can just meme myself into liking it because that's like a cool thing to like and it's also really healthy. Well, at least that's what I'm told. I don't know if it's actually true. It's the meme in Japan that's healthy. Uh, anyway, so I did that, but now it's like 6:30, and here's what happened. So about an hour ago, I was like, I'm hungry again, and I was like, I can't be like 4 meals. 4 meals is too many meals a day. Ideally, I should be having 2 meals a day because I'm trying to lose weight. Theoretically, trying to, and I used to be okay with 2 meals a day. But then at some point, I started eating 3 meals, and now I can't force myself to go back to two for some reason. I don't know why. Um, so now 4 meal like if I start having 4 meals in a day, four food things in a day, then and that becomes a habit, then I'm fucked. So I can't be having four. But if I have to be awake till midnight, if that's when I'm gonna fall asleep, there's no way I'm gonna last without eating something until midnight. I don't know why I had it in my head that I would be awake till midnight, but whatever. If I'm gonna be awake till midnight, I'm gonna have to eat something because I'll just be like fucking miserable and dizzy and feel like when I don't eat, I get like hypoglycemia pretty easily. So like low blood sugar basically. Like I get dizzy. I like lose all energy and ability to do anything. Like really quickly, really bad, in like a really bad way, and I get depressed as fuck, and I think I'm sick. All of my friends know this. I'll be like, oh, I think I'm sick. I think I've got COVID, and then it's like, oh, I just haven't eaten for fucking 4 hours, and now I'm fine. It happens all the time. Like not yeah. After thing is, if I like push through, if I don't eat and I push through, like let's say it's like 4 hours after a meal when you like get hungry, and then it's like if I then it starts hitting where it's like you feel fucked. If I push through for another like 3 hours after that without eating, then I go back to feeling completely fine. But it takes like 3 hours of anyway. Sorry, I'm getting really off topic here. The point being, I thought I was gonna be staying awake till midnight for some reason, and so I'm like, well, I've got to eat something because I don't want to be fucking miserable for the rest of the day. Um, so I'll just go on a walk and then the calories that I burn in the walk will offset uh the calories in the food, and I'll have that pasta in the fridge, and that'll be good. So I went for a walk, as you saw in the B-roll footage, if I remember to cut that together. A funny moment happened when I was shooting the B-roll. There was a really cool view where you could see through like a gap in the trees all the way to the Shard, which is the tallest building in London. Like there was like, you could see it in the distance. And I was just about to take my phone out and take a video when I realized there was a group of young girls, little girls playing like right in front of like. I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to look like a fucking pedo taking pictures of little girls. So I was like, fuck, but the view's so good, but I can't do it. I don't want to look. Yeah, I thought that was a funny anecdote to share with you. So that happened. But other than that, good walk. It seems like my ankles weren't really in too much pain because I've been resting with them for like a few weeks without going on walks. Mostly because, well, my ankle started stopping me from going on walks, but also then the weather has been shit for like weeks, just so fucking rainy and windy and terrible. And finally it was a sunny day today. So I went on a walk, listening to a podcast, came back, and I was like, I'm not even going to have the pasta, I'm just going to have a slice of toast. And then, while I was eating my slice of toast, I looked at the clock, absent-mindedly, and I was like, hold on a minute. I'm, like, going to be asleep in a couple hours. I could have survived a couple hours without eating anyway. But now that I've gone on a walk and had, like, a shower after the walk, now I'm going to be, like, that's woken me, like, what the fuck? That like, I feel like that's woken me up. So now maybe who knows when the fuck I'll fall asleep. So yeah, what was this? This was about food? Was this about food? I don't know, I just had a slice of toast with Vegemite. Yeah, I know I'm British, but I wouldn't say I prefer Vegemite to Marmite. I go through phases. Like, I'll go through like a month where I have Vegemite and then a month where I have Marmite. I always have both in the house. Both are in the house. Both of these nuts. Because they're good. I don't know why people don't like Vegemite and Marmite on toast. It's like the nicest thing you can possibly eat as a human being. You just can't beat it. It's so good. Anyway, something about food being difficult to stay skinny because I eat food and don't do any exercise. Like, okay, the problem isn't that I eat shit. Sometimes I eat shit. Like sausage rolls and pizza, I like those a little too much. I think like pizza's basically the best food ever invented. I'm never happier than when I'm eating a pizza. I fucking love pizza. I've considered making, for like years now, I still consider it every so often. I'm gonna fucking make another YouTube channel where I review all the frozen pizzas. I'll be like the review bra. I was gonna call myself, oh, you know what, I'm not gonna tell you because maybe I'll still do it one day. But I love pizza. I love frozen pizzas. I love all pizzas. I just love pizza so much. It's so good. I could if the world would let me, I would eat just pizza for every meal of every day, and I probably would never get bored. I've never not been in the mood for pizza. I say I love Japanese food. I do love Japanese food, but there are times when I'm not in the mood for Japanese food. There's never been a time in my life when I was not in the mood for pizza. I could have just eaten like a fucking giant anything, and if someone said, do you want a slice of my pizza, I would still say yes. I just love pizza. It's a problem. But yeah, other than that sort of shit and like frozen shit or like Greg's occasionally, very rarely when I go out, I generally eat like healthily-ish. Like I don't eat, I roast things rather than frying when possible. Like I eat vegetables. I'm not eating like, fried chicken all the time or whatever. I eat like relatively healthy. I cook with like olive oil and butter rather than vegetable oils, and I don't put too much oil and stuff. I'm reasonably healthy. Like eating wise, I don't eat like junk food basically. I don't eat junk food at all. I don't eat crisps really, like ever. I don't eat. I mean, like I have normally one small chocolate bar a day. I have like a Freddo Frog chocolate bar, if you know what those are. I have one a day, which is really not much. I think it's like 100 and something calories. I used to eat more, but I switched from. I slowly worked my way down. I used to have a, Buenos. I don't know if you have Buenos where you are, but I used to have the white chocolate Buenos. I used to have one of those a day. Those are quite big because the bars are like, it's like 2 bars in a pack, and they're like quite big and they're very. Anyway, I slowly worked my way down to like a single Freddo because that's like the smallest unit of chocolate I can buy. And so I just have those, and they're good, and I'm happy with that. The point being that the problem is not that I eat like shit. The problem is that I don't do any fucking exercise, and I don't like doing exercise. I mean, I don't mind going around the park for a walk. This has stopped being interesting a while ago, this clip. This is 16 minutes? I've been talking for 16 minutes about nothing? How did this... We're ending this. I'm not gonna fucking rant. Back. He's noticed me. What's up? Hold on. I'm gonna raise my blind a little bit. Come on. Can't get a good angle. There you go. He's just sniffing the bricks, looking at me. Oh, he's off. It's like, who's this guy filming me? Dodgy. He's right. We've got 2 new additions to the spaceship. That's right, I'm calling this place the spaceship still, even though the Alien Observer series didn't go anywhere. The first one you can probably see. It's the return of the Moss. Once again, return of the Moss. Oh, it's attached to a bay tree that's dying. If you think, looks like there's less moss there. Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. That was some quick thinking editing. If it looks like there's less moss there than there once was, that's because the bay tree that's attached to it is dying. As you can see, it's like yellow. The leaves are like yellow. They should be green, like the ones at the top. Because the pot was too small, so I repotted the bay tree and put it here in my room, which gets lots of sunlight. And that's where the moss was. So the moss has also been repotted into a bigger pot. So it looks like there's less. That's just because the pot is bigger. Now, a bit of the moss was lost in transit. But it's fine. It'll be fine. It's hardy. Moss is a hardy plant. So I've got to remember to water this fucker, which is hard enough for me already. But yeah, we have a plant now to take care of. We should name it. Well, I don't know if the plant itself is going to live. Looks like it's not doing so well, if I'm honest. It's very yellow leaves, which is probably not a good sign, but hey, we can hope. So I'm not going to name it, because it's probably just going to die. Then the second addition to the spaceship, we've had this guy here, over there, for like 2 years. It's finally time to say goodbye, because you're being replaced with a brand new brick of fresh, brand new bicycle cards for the first time in forever. Ah. There we go. I'm trying to remember how you're supposed to open these. It's been a long time since I've done this. I think you just open it. I don't want to fuck it up because it turns into a display case. Do you like... I honestly don't know how to do this. I'm going to turn the camera. Here we go. Just got to straighten that up. And now we have it. Bam. Brand new 12 bikes. Ah, that makes me feel good. All of these are so fucking old and they're basically unusable. I haven't even been able to flourish because they're so old and unusable. But now we got 12 brand new decks. Oh, I'm so happy. Let's open one up. Let me just have a sip of wine. Alright, let's open one up. Red or blue? Should we do some audience participation? Maybe I'm considering not. No, I can't fucking resist temptation for a day. Actually, it'll be way more than a day. It'll be like 5, or it'll be too long until this video comes out because I schedule everything in advance. Hold on. Yes, I operate with reckless abandon when it comes to aspect ratios. Don't worry about it. Let's open this guy up. I suppose we've chosen red. That was just, I didn't mean to choose red, it just was the first one I saw. Or I just picked it randomly. Oh, you can actually do a... Oh, you do this with it. Oh, I've ripped it now, fuck! Alright, let's grab something that this will do. A aviator. There we go, perfect, open. Can you guys see that okay? Brand new deck smell. It's powerful. That'll fuck you up. That'll get you fucked up if you smell too much of that. 2 ad cards. Let's do card warp. Oh, I've ripped. Oh, fuck. Well, ripped it in the wrong place. Okay. Yeah, brand new deck, not good for springs. But very nice for pharaohs. Let's see. Kings. Let's see. Don't need the jokers for this. Let's try and get a perfect pharaoh, shall we? Corner. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. It's not quite perfect. There's a couple of misaligned cards. Oh well. It'll be fine. Now it'll be perfectly split. Black and white. Well, not perfectly, but... Or maybe perfectly. Yeah, almost. This is how you break in a new deck, by the way, if you're wondering why I'm doing this. I wonder if these feel slightly different, or if I'm just haven't used cards for a long time. Dangerous move, doing flourishes with a deck this slippery. Yeah, dangerous move with everything so covered in fanning powder. Few shuffles. And the other side. Springs. And the other side. Oops. There we go. Now I can feel it starting to get warmed up. A couple of waterfalls or whatever these are called. Then here's what you want to do. Sometimes when you open a new deck, it's very rough on the edges. Here's a trick I picked up. You want to rub it on some carpet. Try and like hold it together. Doesn't completely remove it, that just comes with time, but it will sand it down a little bit so it's more usable, which it has done successfully. Alright, these definitely need a bit more breaking in, but there you have it. These feel weird. I don't know if I'm just tripping or if these feel... They don't feel like that weird, but they feel like slightly different. Maybe they don't feel different. Maybe I just haven't used cards in ages. I knew I would not get fucking Pandora first try. Because I haven't been flourishing in months and months and months. Yeah, not my best Pandora ever, but it'll do. A couple of pressure pans. A couple of lapel spreads. You can do Yo with new decks, that's a fun one. Yeah, now it's getting warmed up. It's getting broken in. No, not ready for that one yet though. I need to get warmed up as well, because I am very rusty with cards. As you can probably tell from the quality of my springs. Very rusty. Or you could do like a, put it in the middle. Look, I could have chosen any of those cards, but instead it went to the top with the King of Diamonds, something like that. Or like put it in the middle. I mean, this is the one I actually use, is like, oh no, I'll give it a quick shuffle. And it's on the top. Or like there's so many card controls, doesn't even matter. Oh, since it's on camera, I could do the classic on camera. You gotta do a fucking snap change when you're doing things on camera, right? Because that's a trick that only works on camera. Well, it does work in person, but you would never do it in person. But I'm not a magician. I'm a cardist. We're gonna make a fairly dangerous attempt, because this is a trick where if I fail, I'll have to pick up the entire deck. And I probably haven't done this in like, well, it would be measured in years, let's just say that. Like at least 2 years I would say it's been since I've done this. So let's see. Pretty close, pretty close. Not how it's supposed to look, but do you know what? I'm gonna fucking risk it. I'm gonna give it another try. Oh, I caught it just in case. Just about, I mean. Right, let's try a different one. I used to be so good at, it's not good for, this is again not a trick you should be doing with a brand new deck, to be honest. But I need like a mid, you know, like there's a few days in, like 2 days in is like the perfect time for a deck, but I don't have any of those. I have either really brand new or really old, so I'm trying to like wear this in as quickly as possible, but it's not working. So, like I used to be able to, like I would start here, flip it over, then move it over to this arm, which I apparently can still do. No, oh fuck. Fuck. Oh, I'll pick these up quickly. Used to be able to be very good at that. I had a whole routine where I would do that, but obviously not the, a bit out of practice, but also deck not perfect, not ideal for this. Also, I think my arms were a lot less hairy back then, so when I made that routine, it probably made it grip easier. But now I have very hairy arms, as you probably noticed, no doubt. Polish blood, that is. I believe. I don't know. Polish people hairy? Can do a perfect pharaoh now. It's warmed up enough. Yeah, isn't that just so satisfying? Wait, one-handed? It's been a long time since I've done this. Right, this is not going to be perfect. There we go, one-handed shuffle. Come on, I still got it. Let's do something actually difficult. What's something actually difficult? Kryptonite? No, Kryptonite's not difficult. What's something actually difficult? I suppose Pandora, nicely. Yeah, it's too sloppy though. I mean, I can do it, but it's sloppy. It's sloppy. Should be buttery smooth, but yeah, and then I just lost a card from the back of this one. Yeah, I mean, I would count that as a successfully performed Pandora, but it's not exactly nice. Can I do Mockingbird still? There's no way. Yeah, nope. We all knew that was gonna happen. Let's see, squeeze, or my own squeeze variation. No, just, apparently not. Still can't fucking do. Never been very good at that. Flower fan, that'll be fun. Yeah, I've never been good at flower fans either. Just remembered that. What about that one? Like that? Is that how it goes? So I'm like, I don't know, I think you're supposed to be more like flowy with it. I'm Zach Mueller from 5 years ago or whatever. Fuck. Bitch. Shit. That was a Mo Bamba reference. That's a stupid fucking trick. Hey, here's one I made up. That's right, even my flourishes are experimental. And I can't even do them. Motherfucker. It's not even difficult. I'm just so rusty. There we go. What else did I invent? Oh yeah, this one. That's a fun one. And that's all I can remember. Oh wait, it's not. I also invented my most popular move, Pamphlet. Wait, that's not it. That's L cards. I didn't invent L cards. Pamphlet is like this. Something like that. Give me some more cards to work with. Yeah. Still got it. That's not easy to do, by the way. This is actually quite difficult. It took me months to get good at it. Still can't do it in this hand at all. Yeah. Every other one-handed... Well, that's not true at all, actually. I don't know why I said that. I can't do every one-handed cut in both hands. I can only do the basics in both hands. I can do, obviously, Charliers in both hands. Everyone should be able to do Charliers in both hands. It's easy. Triangle cut in both hands. That's also easy. I can probably do... Well, I know I can do L cuts in both hands. Fuck's sake. See, instead of... This is a little trick. If you want to look less lame when setting up for L cuts, instead of pressing them against your body, press them against each other. Looks less lame. I still fucked it up though. That'll do. Fuck! Shit, no one wants to see this. No one wants to see me being bad at cards. I'll just do one... What was my fancy fucking screws edition? Or squeeze? Fucking hell. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Right, let's see. How did it go again? Like a... Oh, you know what I like to do is the squeeze into Sybil. Wait, this is not the angle to be going to squeeze from. You want to be on this side. Oh, this is not squeeze into Sybil at all. I don't know what that was, but... That's squeeze into Sybil. I know that's the fake Sybil cut that they teach beginners instead of the real 5 faces of Sybil. I'll do it into a real 5 faces of Sybil just so that... Oh, fucking shit, bitch. Can't even do squeeze. What's wrong with me? Not even difficult. Well, that part isn't, at least. I find the ending of squeeze difficult, but... Oh, yeah. I completely forgot what I was supposed to be doing. There you go. Real 5 faces of Sybil. Whoa. You didn't know, Sybil is a fake cut. Remember, just easily remember every single position of every single card. You got it? You got every single position of every single card? Okay, good. Sybil. Every single position of every single card. Yeah, fake cuts. Molecules fake cut as well. That's my favourite one. Is it fake cut? I think so. A Zigzagoon is not a fake cut, but that's also a fun ass cut to do. How does that go again? No, that's not it. How the fuck do you do Zigzagoon again? I'll tell you what my favourite fake cut is. It's this one. Now, I don't think I invented this. Like, I'm pretty sure other people did this themselves, but I taught it, like, I didn't learn it from anywhere. I just figured it out myself. But there's no way I'm going to pull this off convincingly after years of not practicing. Did I look good? Hold on, I need to be able to see the fucking screen. Let's see. That looks alright, right? You'd Sammy believe that. That was a real cut. That looks real, right? After seeing me, like, can you even tell the difference between the real and the fake one? No, that was obviously fake because I fucking fucked it up. Was that real or fake? Can you tell? I don't know if you can tell, but as you can see, that one's fake. I'm pretty good at it, I think. I can't tell if it's... I mean, you can see it from that angle, but if you're looking more top down, I think it looks pretty good. You can see that, right? I think that looks pretty damn good. And you can actually do it so you retain the bottom card. So like, let's say you have... It can be used to control a card to the bottom. So like, if a spectator picked a card, there's no way... I have never practiced this, but I just know it's possible. So like, I don't know, let's say 3 of spades, you'd get a break, right? And then you'd... What would you do? Like so you'd cut out the break, and then let's say you have a stack. Like, let's say your whole deck's stacked, and you're like, well, I put your card back into the middle, but you don't want to ruin your... Wait, then why would you want to... This is a very, very specific... When you need a false cut, but you also need to control just one card out of every card in the entire deck. Right? So you get the spectator's card into, like, a fucking break, and then... Basically, you do the same regular false cut, except you like press your palm against it so that it goes like that. See what I mean? And then that way the rest of the deck stays exactly the same, but your spectator's card is on the bottom. That's a really overcomplicated and stupid way to control a card to the bottom. There are much better ways to do it, but I just know that it can be used that way. If I used to control a card to the bottom, I would literally just be like, okay, yeah, so anyway, as I was saying, let's just talk and say whatever my patter is, and I would just literally cut it to the bottom. Or maybe you could, if you really wanted to, because there's more controls to the top, so you could like control it to the top in whatever way you want, and then literally just do that, so that's on the bottom. Or There's so many ways. Oh, this classic one. Definitely fucked that one up. But, oh no, what am I fucking doing? Alright. Oh, I'll put your card, bury it in the middle of the deck. As you can see, it's right in the middle of the deck. I thought that looked pretty good. I can't really tell. Yeah? Yeah, not bad, am I? I'm not bloody bad. Still can't. Not happening. Not bloody happening. It's fun. Oh, you could do like a... people were doing that for a while, right? It was like a weird little trend where everything was like... Anyway, that's enough of that.